All right, so let's talk about happiness. So, what made you happy when you were little?
Oh, there were so many things. I used to be, and I still am actually, a happy-go-lucky girl. Um, a teeny tiny thing could make me blissfully happy, elated even. And that could be anything between storks coming back from Africa somewhere to their nest in a place I have never been to and probably will never go to. But the sight of them building their nest fills my heart with joy. Um, that could be an exhilarating book, a really interesting book. Just the process of learning filled my heart with happiness as well. Yeah, pretty much everything.
All right. Yeah, so there were also numerous things that made me happy. For instance, when I watched my favorite cartoon, back then, just when the Soviet Union just collapsed, those Disney cartoons appeared, and
Mhm.
they often showed them on Sundays, and I would never skip one. And yeah, uh, I was in seventh heaven when when I was watching them. Um,
Mhm.
well, on top of that, maybe something when I received a present I wanted, I was also on top of the world. Or when I ran outdoors with my friends, which I believe, like nowadays, children don't do that much. They like they they use their gadgets to play games rather than spend time outdoors with their friends. Um, yeah, or like when we went to the seaside with my parents and we built sandcastle on the beach. Well, those
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And what do you think will make you happy in the future?
Um, since now I'm mainly focused on my son's future, there are two things that would make me absolutely full of joys. I would probably be dancing in the streets if somehow, miraculously, my son, who is on the spectrum, could overcome his learning difficulties and could be socially included. I would be floating on air. And of course, another thing is on my mind. I'm really worried about the political situation.
Mhm.
I think I would be really gleeful and I don't know, like chuffed to bits if somehow things got better, if we could resolve the conflict.
Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, I totally agree with you. And on top of that, well, for me, maybe personal growth and development will definitely bring happiness in the future. This year, I hope to finish my Delta Module 3 as a like my CPD, continuous professional development as a teacher. I already
Mm-hmm.
completed one and this monstrous Module 2. It took me the whole year actually, and I wouldn't say the course was part-time, but actually I considered it to be full-time. It's just like my work was part-time, but sometimes my work was also full-time. Um, Yes, and definitely the political situation back in Russia. Even though I'm away from my country, but of course I want this conflict to be over as soon as it's possible. Um, so, do you feel happy when you buy new things?
I wouldn't say I'm that materialistic and I derive pleasure in buying things, with the only exception of books. That's definitely something that fills my heart with joy. I'm on cloud nine when I buy a new book, especially if it has to do with English language learning or English language teaching. I like the sensation of the pages, turning the pages. I like the smell. I'm definitely euphoric when the book turns out to be great. And I never regret investing into this or that book.
Okay. And with me, it's absolutely the same. I think, well, many teachers would probably agree. And I'm quite a voracious reader, and I can't keep my hands away from a book,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be like something related to English teaching methodology, or even if it's just, it has an intricate plot and it's a page turner. So yeah, my friends, some of my friends, they call me a serial bookworm or a lifelong bookworm, and yeah, I believe that's true.
Mm-hmm.
When do you feel happy at work?
Well, since I'm a self-employed teacher and mostly work with adult students, I give classes to teachers mostly. The only thing that can make me absolutely happy, blissfully happy, is when they give some kind of feedback, because usually adults are quite reserved in terms of what they really think. So when they have no restrictions and inhibitions to say what they really think about my classes, and especially if it's something, if the feedback is glowing, if I get some glowing reviews, that fills my heart with joy and I feel on top of the world. Yeah, overjoyed.
Okay, yeah, pretty much same here. Um, well, there are several things. Like first of all, these are opportunities for growth and development. So when I feel that I'm learning new skills and I grow in my career, not only does it increase my satisfaction, but also my happiness. And then, well, what I really like also is autonomy and independence. So just because I'm a freelancer, I feel I have this sense of independence and it boosts my happiness. And one more thing is like positive work-life balance. So when I feel that I have, which is hard to achieve, but still, like when I strike the right balance between my work and personal life, yeah, it reduces stress and increases my overall happiness. And of course, student reviews, when my students get good results, and like, yeah, in the majority of cases, that's what happens. Um, so yeah, these are things that make me feel on top of the world.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
oh,
There's also one more thing that I would like to mention. I'm really thrilled to bits when we get to discuss something really exciting and when we manage to have a laugh, have a good laugh together as students and teachers. There's this sense of unity. There is this sense of an opportunity to vent stress through laughter. And yeah, I'm really joyous when a class ends in laughter.
yeah. And the last question: how would you
Mhm.
define happiness?
I mean, that's such a hard question to answer. So many people, philosophers, I don't know, like psychologists and whatnot, have been breaking their heads over that, and there's no one conclusion. For me, happiness is just feeling joy for a teeny tiny thing when there is nothing to worry about, nothing stresses you, nothing bothers you in any way, and you feel content with yourself and with the world around you. There is a certain sense of harmony that things are going the way you want them to go, and everything is the way you want it to be. That
Okay.
would be happiness to me.
Yeah, I remember when I was teaching Russian for foreign students, like right after I graduated from the university, in a Russian course book, there was a formula of happiness. I mean, it was like a discussion prompt. One psychologist offered a formula of happiness. And according to this psychologist, happiness is, it's like what you have divided by what you want. And I believe it means that multiplied by 100% after that. Um, uh, this is a very primitive formula, and whenever we discuss happiness, I always ask my students also, like in my English classes as well, or IELTS classes. So, do you agree with this? And one of my students, he is a mathematician, by the way, and he
Mhm.
said, "Well, you know, what you have strives for zero, and what you want strives for endlessness. So, in this way, happiness can never be achieved."
Yeah, I'm really, really lousy at maths. I have a totally humanitarian frame of mind, and so those words mean almost nothing to me. That is why I tend to believe that the formula that you described is like correct, is true. It definitely strikes a chord with me. I believe that I'm mostly happy, and I deem myself to be a happy-go-lucky person, mostly due to the fact that I do not want much from life. And since I do not want much, and I haven't lost this childlike sense of sensation of curiosity and happiness, even teeny tiny things like, I don't know, like dandelions blooming in spring can send me to this end of the spectrum where happiness lies. So not wanting much makes sense to me.